For over 3,000 years, a single story has whispered through the ruins of temples, echoed in the poetry of empires, and burned itself into the human imagination. A story of love that sparked fury, of vengeance that ignited nations, and of heroes whose names still thunder across time. But what if the Trojan War wasn't just a myth? What if, buried beneath the verses of Homer and the shadows of the gods, lies the truth of a very real conflict? A war so devastating that it reshaped the Bronze Age itself. Welcome to Chronicon, where myth meets memory and the past lives again. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a journey into humanity's oldest stories. Settle in, take a breath, because today we unlock the Trojan War, the legend, the history, the truth. Every great fire begins with a spark, and this one begins with a wedding and an insult. The gods gathered to celebrate the marriage of King Peleus and the sea nymph Thetis, parents-to-be of the greatest warrior the world would ever know. The hall shimmered with ambrosia, divine laughter, and the glow of immortal presence. Every god was invited, except one. Eris, goddess of discord, chaos in human form. Humiliated, she didn't scream. She didn't attack. She simply rolled a single golden apple into the center of the feast. 3 words glowed on its surface: for the fairest. Hera, Athena, Aphrodite. 3 goddesses, 3 embodiments of power. Each claimed it. And Zeus, too wise to choose between them, appointed a mortal judge. A shepherd prince from Troy named Paris. On a quiet mountainside, each goddess approached him with a bribe. Hera offered dominion over all kingdoms. Athena offered unmatched glory in war. Aphrodite offered something far more dangerous: the love of the most beautiful woman alive. Paris chose Aphrodite, and in that moment, with a simple decision fueled by desire, he sealed the fate of his people. Because the woman he was promised was Helen of Sparta, wife to King Menelaus. Some say Helen fell in love, some say Paris stole her. But however it happened, a king was dishonored, a sacred bond was broken, and the world was about to burn. When Menelaus discovered Helen was gone, he didn't grieve. He invoked a pact. Years earlier, every great Greek king had sworn to defend Helen's marriage, a political safeguard wrapped in romance. Menelaus called in the oath, and the greatest coalition in Greek history assembled. Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, became commander. Beside him stood legends: Achilles, a warrior forged for victory; Odysseus, cunning enough to outwit gods; Ajax, a walking fortress; Diomedes, fearless in the face of death; Nestor, whose wisdom steadied armies. 1,000 ships filled the horizon, so many that the phrase, "the face that launched 1,000 ships," became immortal. Their target, Troy, a wealthy fortress city guarding the gateway between east and west. But what they didn't know was that this war would not last days or months. It would last 10 long years. The Iliad, the epic most people associate with the Trojan War, doesn't tell the whole story. It tells something far more personal. Not a war between nations, but a war inside a man. At the height of the siege, a conflict erupted between Agamemnon and Achilles over captured prizes of war. Agamemnon took one for himself. Achilles felt humiliated, diminished, betrayed. In ancient Greek psychology, honor wasn't ego, it was identity. To dishonor a hero was to wound his existence. So Achilles withdrew, and without him, the Greek army faltered. Their morale collapsed. Their ships caught fire. The Trojans surged forward, led by their greatest champion, Hector, son of King Priam, guardian of Troy, the embodiment of duty. With Achilles gone, it seemed the war might finally end. But tragedy has a way of finding heroes. Patroclus's last battle, Achilles' closest companion, Patroclus, could no longer watch his people die. He begged Achilles for his armor and entered the battlefield in his stead. The Trojans, believing Achilles had returned, panicked. But then Patroclus faced Hector, and the illusion ended. Their duel was swift, heartbreaking, and fatal. When Patroclus fell, a piece of Achilles died with him. Grief, raw, animal, overwhelming, filled him with a rage that no mortal army could withstand. Achilles returned to war, a storm wearing human skin. Achilles carved a path through the Trojan forces with such violence that even the river god Scamander rose to stop him. But nothing could. Finally, Achilles met Hector outside Troy's walls. There are moments in history, or legend, when time seems to hold its breath. This was one. The duel was inevitable. One fought for glory, the other for his city, his family, his people. Achilles killed Hector. But rage has a price. He tied Hector's body to his chariot and dragged it before the walls, a gesture so brutal that even the gods recoiled. The night of Priam. And then came the most human moment of the entire war. That night, guided by a divine whisper, old King Priam entered the Greek camp alone. He knelt before the man who killed his son. He kissed the killer's hands, and he begged for Hector's body. Two men, enemy and enemy, united in grief. Achilles relented, and for a heartbeat, the war paused. Humanity flickered in the darkness, but only for a moment. The death of Achilles. Because Achilles' fate approached. Paris, hidden behind stone, released an arrow. Legend says Apollo guided it. It struck Achilles in his only vulnerable spot, the heel. The greatest warrior of his age fell, and with him, Greek hope dimmed. With Achilles gone, the Greeks were desperate. Troy's walls held firm. Its defenders fought with renewed spirit. The war seemed unwinnable. So the Greeks turned not to the strongest, but to the smartest, Odysseus. He proposed simplicity disguised as madness. A giant wooden horse, hollow, filled with elite warriors. The Greek army would appear to retreat, leaving the horse as an offering. The Trojans debated its meaning. Some warned against it. Some argued for it. Hope clouded judgment. In the end, they brought it inside. The Fall of Troy. That night, as Troy slept under the illusion of victory, the hidden warriors slipped out. They opened the gates. The Greek fleet, waiting in the darkness, returned. And Troy, proud, powerful Troy, burned. Its towers collapsed. Its streets ran with fire. Its people fled or fell. And the Bronze Age lost one of its greatest cities. For centuries, scholars thought the Trojan War was pure imagination, a myth wrapped in poetry. But then, in the 19th century, Heinrich Schliemann uncovered a forgotten city at Hisarlik in modern Turkey. Layer after layer of ruins, cities built atop cities. One layer, dating to around 1200 BCE, the exact era of the legendary war, showed signs of catastrophic destruction. Fire, weapons, crumbling walls. Nearby Hittite records mentioned Walusa, strikingly similar to Ilios, another name for Troy. They also described conflicts with the Ahiyawa, likely the Achaeans, the Greeks. The archaeological puzzle pieces began to align. So today, most scholars believe this: the Trojan War wasn't a single event, but a memory, a reflection of real late Bronze Age conflicts, retold and embellished until fact and myth became inseparable. A real city, a real war, and a legend that grew with every generation. And so, we reach the end of an age. A war born from love and pride, heroes who challenged fate, a city whose fall became one of humanity's greatest stories. The Trojan War isn't just a tale of gods and kings. It is a mirror, reflecting our deepest fears, our boldest desires, and the fragile threads that bind civilizations together. If this journey through myth and history moved you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. You help Chronicon grow, and together we'll keep uncovering the stories that shaped our world. Tell us in the comments, what legend should we explore next? The Odyssey, the Epic of Gilgamesh, or the real story of Atlantis? This is Chronicon, where the past lives again. Until next time, keep seeking the stories that shaped our world.